worked out perfectly. Go for it.
Hi, I'm James. This is my Porsche 924. I've had the car for about 10 years now. So I grew up with my uncle. He was looking in his shed. He was a mechanic, and he always used to have this thing which he was slowly restoring. 15 to 20 years. He bought it in the UK when he went on a holiday over there, and then decided to come like the car and bring it back. Then he slowly started restoring it. So it took him about 10 years to restore it, and then he decided to give up and start on to his next restoration. So I took over, bought the car in 2009. So I've had it for about 10 years now and spent 5 years working on it, which a lot of friends helping build the car and that. And then, so I bought the car with the paint job done, and all the nuts and bolts were in one huge tub all together. So every nut and bolt's been stripped, zinc coated, and all replaced on the car. So it's good fun to drive. So the reason for the front of a church is our goal was always to build the car before our wedding. So I had a good 5 years to slowly build it, and then it's only the night before wedding, Dom and I were still building the car, putting stickers on, and a few other friends. So it was a very few late nights. So we spent about the last 2 weeks up till about 1, 2 in the morning every night working on the car, and just got it done in time for wedding. So I may or may not have had a few unfinished items and a few switch mechs to keep the car just running, but had a box of tools and we'll be right. Delilah's the car, so that's her name. So she got the name after Hey There Delilah, because for so many years she wasn't running and she was so far away, but then she ended up making it there. So basically every nut and bolt has been pulled apart, rebuilt the head, had the block shaved, it's all shaved and redone. Had the K-tronic system, fuel system rebuilt, so I had to get sent interstate to get some rebuilt, and then had a few parts from overseas. So everything's basically been zinc coated, and yeah, it's Mickey Mouse now, so it's all running well. So the Porsche badge is actually quite a pain to install. So we spent probably the best part of about two hours getting it on. So what you actually have to do is, it's not as simple as it seems, because you've got your face here, but then to actually get the badge on, you've got a face underneath. So you've got about probably a good 150 mil where you have to get this one single nut, and it's got one time only screw to badge. So you have to line your badge up, have it there, and then have someone with an extension bar laying underneath the car just to get that one turn. So you get about 2.5 turns on it, and then it grabs, and if it doesn't grab properly, then it doesn't work. So we spent quite a while just trying to get that done. Lost the nut about 4 times. I had lucky I had a few spare nuts on there, but there she is, she's up and running now, so with a badge.
What sort of horsepower do you have?
So it's got 92 kilowatts at the wheels. So I had that when they did the tuning just after I got it up and running. So not the most powerful, but hasn't lost a huge amount over its time. 50-50 weight distribution. So because it's a transaxle car, it's got the engine in the front, and then it's also got the torque tube, so it's like a drive shaft encased with a tube inside, which will go down to the rear end of the car. So the gearbox and the fuel tank are both in the rear of the car, so just tucked in behind the passenger seats and the boot.